Making a living on eBay. That's what today's video is about. My antiques shop has been closed for pretty much 8-9 months of this year alone. So I've been making a living mainly on eBay. So purpose of today's video is to share some of the sales I've had with you over the last month or so. It's quite a lot of sales, but I'm going to show you the sales individually, show you the item, tell you, if any of them sold really fast, tell you what they were. The purpose of the video really is to give you an idea of what's actually selling on eBay at the moment. Now, it doesn't mean what I can sell, you can sell. However, eBay's a worldwide animal. So it doesn't matter where you're located. If you've got the product, they'll buy it. So shall we get started? Show you some of my sales throughout the December. Okay, now I don't know if you watched the video I put out. Just quickly, I don't know whether you watched the video I put out this week about buying off eBay to resell. I done a video where I went on eBay and I was buying antiques and I was making offers to people. Well, in that video I said to you, I'm not afraid to make offers to sellers. It's up to them if they want to accept. Well, you'll see in today's video 95% of my product sells on offer. So I really wasn't being a hypocrite. I put the best offer option there because I want the offers, I want the sales, as do the other people. So if you see someone with the best offer and you feel it's more than you want to pay, make them an offer. So we'll start off. I bought a large collection of mid-century modern glass, Scandinavian, Ramaki, oh Christ, you name it, I had it. Whitefriars, I had loads of the mid-century glass. Well, I'm coming towards the end of them now. So this one I actually took an offer on of £25. It's designed by Tamara Aladdin. It was a nice vase, nice color, a deep rich amber to it. Next piece here, I actually thought this one might have been silver or white metal. Some parts of it were testing up as silver, but other parts weren't. So I wasn't sure exactly what it was. So I sold her a silver plate, and I still achieved £30 for it, but it was a really nice example. The base was beautifully engraved. So that was a nice little toast rack there. This I bought recently, actually. I only bought this one back when the boot sales were running, so probably 3 or 4 months ago, which in the antiques world isn't really a long time. It's Dartington crystal, but it was a full trifle set. It didn't just have the trifle bowl in the center, I had the full set. I was asking 35, I took 22 on it. But I think the entire set only cost me £2 or £3. So that was a really good little sale. The Ladro, I bought 3 or 4 Ladro figurines not long ago actually. Now, I was actually under the impression Ladro and the Spanish porcelain nails and that were reclining. But I've sold a few of them over the Christmas period. Now, that could be because they're for presents. But still, this one I was asking 30, I achieved 18. And if anybody wants a quick look at her. It was a young girl, I think, leaning up against a domino. This was quite spectacular. 19th century, so Victorian hobnail cut celery vase and engraved. So you had a spiraling band of hobnail cutting, and in between the bands were ferns engraved. I asked 35, I achieved 35 on that one. And this was from my hoarder video. I don't know if you've watched my hoarder videos. I pulled out about 200 or 300 pieces of royal commemorative ware at the beginning of the lockdown, so around March, April time. It's one of the hoarder videos. I put it up for 25 and I achieved £25 for this mug, but it is by Shelley, so it's not a standard mug. The maker was there. It's a rare maker. Next we had a pair of Victorian brass candlesticks. Now bear in mind, a lot of these photographs were done before I bought my photo booth, so the photographs are not as nice as the ones I do now. The ones I do now are far better. However, I was asking 30, I think it was, and I achieved £22. I've wrote it down because eBay no longer show you what you actually sell the stuff for on the page. These, I don't know if you saw these, I bought these in Gethley Gay car boot sale at the beginning of the year, so around spring, April, something like that, April, May. When the car boot sale started back up after the lockdown, I purchased these. I think I paid about £7 for them, something like that. I asked 75 because there was a identical pair on eBay for 122. Mine had one or two little chips, so I put them up for 75. I achieved 60. Anything Oriental, even if it's modern Oriental, seems to be selling well. Beswick horses, never struggle with a Beswick horse. Beswick, whatever you want to call it. This one was a Palomino. It's a large horse. Nice colouring. Photograph was absolutely atrocious. However, you know, it sold. Photographs absolutely dismal, to be totally honest with you, but I achieved £55 for that horse. This was a little more interesting. Cowbell, an old antique cowbell. So you had the tin here, the tin bell, and the actual cowhide strap. Now that was quite nice. Now I achieved £25 for that, which was low because people were getting 40s and 50s, but I didn't want to ship it overseas. So I took a lower offer, £25, but it didn't cost me a lot of money, probably £3 or £4. This one I have had for a long time. I think I had this one about 2 years. It's resin, but it was a nice model of a 100-ton gun. And you know, if you're into military display and things, that's a really nice model. Now, you know, if you watch my channel, crystal or cut glass is one of the things I sell a lot of. Now, a set like that would have cost me £3, £4, £5 maximum. I achieved £18. I was asking 25. I normally price it around £5 a tumbler unless the name suggests otherwise. So priced it at £5 a tumbler. So I marked it at 25 to take 20, but they offered me 18. I'm happy with that. Again, we have another of the Rimaki vases. This one's a Lassie Oi. I was asking 22. I actually sold it for 16. So by the time they paid the £4 postage, they've bought the vase for 20 quid. Again, we have another piece of Ladro. This was the Angel Praying. Do you know, I sold this within 3 or 4 days of listing it. Literally, I didn't list it long and it sold. £18 achieved. Again, it came in that other group. I can't moan about that at all. Ship's cut crystal decanter. Why do they call them a ship's decanter? Because of the shape. It comes out so large at the base, you just can't tip them over no matter what you do. This one was an unsigned decanter. If these are signed, you know, with a good maker, you know, Stuart Crystal, Edinburgh Crystal, Waterford, you know, you can be up £100 for a good ship's decanter. This one unsigned, I achieved £30. And again, we have a Thomas Webb vase. I believe this one was Thomas Webb by Royal Doulton. No, Thomas Webb. For some reason, I'm getting Thomas Webb by Royal Doulton. Anyway, I asked 30. Another crystal vase. Would have come in cheap at the car boot sale. I achieved £25. Heavy mind, so postage was high on that one. Now this, this was quirky. I actually thought, when I saw it, it'd come from the grog shop, because it just screamed grog. And very similar, the grog do the sheep, you know, with the little sayings on. This one had happiness is knowing you're Welsh. So it was a quirky little thing. Now that mug cost me 10 pence. It was by Gren, G-R-E-N. And you see these mugs everywhere. I've seen loads of them. I only bought it because I liked the little sheep. I put it up for £15, and I think it took 2 days to sell for £15. And that was like a 10 pence mug at a car boot sale. I didn't even buy it to sell. I bought it because I was going to give it away in the competition. Being a Welsh, something Welsh, and I live in Wales, I thought, well, it'd be something good to give away Welsh. And then I listed it, and it sold within days. So I'm going to be looking out for Gren mugs. That's a big tip there. These are Lalique bamboo crystal champagne glasses. Now, there's a wonderful family. Owen and his family, they come down to see me in last year, and these are some of the things I bought off him while he was down. I achieved £60 for the pair, £30 a glass, which was far more than I thought I was going to get for them. But they are Lalique. So if you're watching, Owen, thank you very much for the glasses and the other bits, and I hope you've had a good Christmas. Knife rests, again, super fast did they sell. Silver plate with horn in the center. Now, they were unusual having the antler horn in the middle. I put them up for 15. I achieved 15. Oh, I put them up for 18 and achieved 15. Whichever way, I achieved £15 from. They cost me a £5 with these ones, but literally I only had them a week, 2 weeks. They obviously sold for somebody's Christmas dinner table. This I've had for a while. It's a 19th century Wedgwood Jasperware biscuit barrel in green. This top would have been silver plated at one point, and it's not the most commercial pattern. It's not the most sought after. However, I achieved £55 for that, which isn't a ridiculous price. You know, it's a fair price for a 19th century Wedgwood biscuit barrel. Here we have a JS&S Art Nouveau copper tray. Now these are just punched patterns. They're not hand hammered or nothing. They're pretty much machine done. It's Art Nouveau, JS&S. I achieved £19 for it. I was asking 25. They knocked off the postage. I didn't mind that. Now the same buyer that bought the Wedgwood Jasperware biscuit barrel bought this. Now this is a cloche. Now this is in a different league to that biscuit barrel. I don't even know if this is by Wedgwood because it lost the base. But the quality of this one far exceeds the biscuit barrel, to the point that this one could have been probably late 18th, early 19th century. The quality is spectacular. This one deserved to be in a museum. The quality of this overlay on the opaque and the translucency of it was spectacular. It really was. If I come up here, look at that acorn nope, or finial rather. The downside with this was it was cracked. It had a crack from top all the way to bottom. Not massive, it wasn't opened, but it was cracked. Now I bought that in my Malvern excursion. I've done a couple of big buys up in Malvern where I spent a couple of grand in one day. Now I only paid a £5 for that. But realistically, if that had been in good condition, I would have wanted £400 or £500 for that. That was spectacular. But I achieved £70 with it cracked. Mind, cracked top to bottom, £70. But I don't think I've ever seen a better quality Jasperware piece. This one was quite nice. So Edwardian little butter dish or cheese dish. I was asking £30. It's hand blown. You can see the star cut pontil down there where they've cut in nice and neat to get the pontil mark off. Facet cut nope on or finial on the top. Hand blown glass. Just a nice little glass dish. I achieved £22. Nothing wrong with that. These come in from the local house clearance place just up the road from me. I think I paid £15 or £20 for the entire set. They were spectacular quality, ball and claw, heavy brass. Look at that claw holding onto that ball. Really nice quality. Now, I sold them for £110 for the set. And to be honest with you, I think that was cheap. But there were other people selling them around the same money, so I had to put them on for that. When I bought them, I thought they might have been up a couple of £100. But they weren't as unique as I thought. They were a more modern reproduction. We got another silver plate toast rack. This one's more sort of Art Deco, I would think. Asked £18, achieved 15. Now I don't clean my silver. There's multiple reasons for it. Some people like it original, some people like it clean. But if it's got any wear on it and you clean it, you've got to then describe the wear. If you say it's in as in found condition, then that's how they take it. But £15 they had it for. This piece, bit of St. Ives Studio Pottery. This actually came in from Splot just before the last lockdown. I paid a tenner for it and I sold it within the first week of listing it for £30. This star crack you can see in the center isn't a crack, it is done in the making. It's like a fire inflow. It doesn't go all the way through. There's a picture of it, close up. So I don't mess about, I show them, you know, what they're getting. And there's the St. Ives mark. So that was nice. Sold out for £30 absolutely straight away. These are something and nothing. Just a pair of brass standing dolphins come in. A job lot of brass I've bought. I thought they were decorative enough. Somebody might like dolphins. I chucked them up for £18. I sold them for £12.50. If I wanted to weigh them in, they were about a kilo in brass, £2 or £3 in brass. So I've had a tenner on top of the brass value. I always do buy brass. Some people say it's not as commercial anymore, but you can always weigh it in and melt it down. It always have value. This is was a very fast seller. Majolica doesn't have the following it used to have, but this had a really nice contrast of colours. That green against the blue was beautiful, and that almost ghostly looking image in the centre. It's just nice. I put it up for £30. I achieved £22, but it wasn't up for sale for more than a week or 2 weeks. So that was a really fast seller. This beautiful little thing, I'm trying to remember where I bought it. I think it came out of Bessemer for like 50p or £1. I can't quite remember, but it was by Limoges of France, and it was a little trinket pot in porcelain with a gilded fly on the top. Really pretty little thing. I asked 18, I actually achieved £15, so really good markup. Again, a little watch chain, Albert. They call him an Albert because of Prince Albert. He used to wear one. So you have the watch chain here. That would go in your buttonhole. Your watch would attach there, and then you have a fob here. This is all rolled gold. It's not pure gold, you know, no 9 carat or 18 carat, nothing. It's rolled gold, and I achieved £40 for that. And again, look at the photo. It's not a brilliant photo. So I was disappointed. My photographs have improved greatly since some of this stuff's been listed. This I've had for quite a while. But I absolutely adored it. I bought 5 of them when I bought them. Bought a collection. Somebody had them on display. And I think I only paid £1 a dish for them. Now I sold the first 3 or 4, like £30, £40 each. They're Edwardian Athletics, I would think. This one I achieved £20, and it was the last of them. I don't have any more. But they were nice. They were, you know, good sellers, and they were just a nice, interesting dish. This one, surprisingly, was a fast seller. Now, I don't buy a lot of mass-produced ceramics. I really don't. Now, this one was done by Mintons, bone china, not porcelain, and it had cherubs and foliage and leaves and everything, and grapes going all the way around it. There's the Minton mark. Cherub and Vine, the pattern was called. Now, I bought this in Resolving, if you remember, about a month ago, just before the last lockdown. So around Christmas time, I paid £1, a whole £1 for it, and I achieved 12. I asked 15 and sold it for 12 already. So in less than a month, I've turned £1 into £12. Remember my big tip about the lucite paperweights? They almost feel plastic, but it's lucite, and they trap real flowers and things like that inside them. This one was a Harford Grange. I asked £20 for it. It wasn't a very rare pattern, but you know, I asked 20 quid for a plastic paperweight, if you like. I achieved 16. they do sell really, really well. If anybody wants to see what the mark looks like on the Harvard Grange, there you go. Again, we have another little brass coal miner. I do anything coal mining related, I will buy it, whether it's brass figures, miners lamps, twist boxes, checks, I will buy it. I live in Wales, South Wales, with an old mining town, so I buy anything mining, I can sell it. This piece I've had probably about 6 months. So again, it's not ridiculous. It is Chinese, it's cloisonné, cloisonné being enamel on brass or copper or silver. And what they do, they lay the design out in wire work, and then they fill it with enamel up to the reservoir up to the wires, and then fire it to form the colors. This one actually had its original label on it, so it's not that old, probably 1960s or 70s. Jingfa. Now, I asked £40 for it, and I felt it was worth every penny of the £40. It was a nice quality piece, but I achieved £28. I was happy enough. It would have cost me £2 or £3. I can't remember exactly, but it wouldn't have been expensive. Again, we have another piece of Beswick. Cattle always sells with Beswick. I asked £55 for this. Again, photograph does not do the item justice. Very poor photograph. £45 achieved. Happy enough. Be very careful with these mass-produced items. Any damage does seriously affect the value. They have to be perfect. If they're mass-produced, they have to be perfect. They will accept damage on unique and rare items that have been handmade. Again, we have another piece of Beswick. We have a Dachshund, Beagle Hound, sorry. I asked £15 for it. I achieved a tenner. Nothing wrong with that. That was a little duddy Beagle Hound. We have another of my Shelly mugs. Again, sold for £25. So I've sold 2 now. There you go. If you look, and the blue there. Not available. I had 2 of them. I sold the 2. So that was nice, easy. List 1, put a quantity of 2. I've sold the 2. So I had £50 off 2 mugs. And they say Royal Commemorative's dead. Go figure. If anybody wants to know what the Shelly mark looks like, there you go. If you get a nice Art Deco Shelly tea set with real good strong shapes, you could be up £1,000. You really can. Now this ice bucket's a funny one. It's got a story behind this. I've sold this ice bucket 3 times. I sold it the first time, and the buyer demanded a lower postage. Now it's over 2 kilos packed. It's heavy crystal. It's pressed crystal, Bristol crystal. And when I billed him for parcel force, which was like £14 postage. And he came back and demanded a lower postage. So I redone it and I said, okay, I can send a second class signed for, because that's what they were doing then, £9.99. And he turned around to me and said, you can send it for £4 or cancel the sale. And he was very, very rude. So I cancelled the sale. I said, as you've asked, I've cancelled the sale. I put it back up. About 4 weeks later, it sold again to the same bloke. No, sorry, I had an email. I put him then onto my block bidder list. I had an email then of somebody asking best postage and things like that, and I said £10 because of the weight, and then they said yes, okay. And then it turns out then they emailed me they couldn't buy it, couldn't bid on it, and they didn't know why. So then when I checked, it was the same buyer who'd bought it the first time round and told me basically where to shove it because of the postage price. So I turned around and said, sorry, you're not having it. I said, I'm not selling it to you. You want one, go find one off someone else. Anyway, within minutes, somebody else in the same area was making me an offer on it. So I'm not stupid. He's obviously phoned a friend. Will you buy it for me? Make an offer. So I've taken the make offer option away because I take a best offer on every item. But because I'd been messed about with this and I knew they wanted it and they were using friends to buy it, I thought, you know what? You can have it and you'll pay full price. So I took the best offer option away. And I've had about 15 or 20 emails since saying, what's my best offer on it? What's my best? What's my best? In the end, they bought it at full price and paid the £10 postage. So it cost £35 with the postage or £25 without. and it finally sold, and no doubt the same buyers had it who kicked off a couple of months ago. Just goes to show, but he annoyed me, so I said, no, you're not having it. It's that simple. Buy it off someone else. But there wasn't another one available on eBay, so they had no choice but to come back to me. But that felt good. It was what you call sweet revenge. Okay, these were quite sweet. They are little porcelain flowers. As you can see, it's a group of 12. Beautiful things. Now, a lot of the time you see these, they're Royal Albert and things like that. These were done by Art One, whoever they were. And they are nameplate holders or name card holders. They got Art One of England, hand painted. And as you can see there, they'd go on a dinner table and you put your little name cards of where everybody sits. I actually put my business card in them to advertise them, but little name card holders. And I achieved £35 for those. These were okay. I don't know if you remember, someone come in the shop and they tried to sell their collection of golf trophies, and they'd already put them on eBay, they'd put them on Facebook, they'd tried the marketplace, you name it, everywhere. In the end, he came in the shop, said, give me 25, 30 quid for them. And there was tons of them. I think I had about 40 trophies. Well, I had 18 left after selling the others. I put them up for 75 quid and I achieved 60. There was a big variety of them. Basically, these were perfect for repurposing. They were all in such good condition, you could literally give them back out as trophies with new name plaques on. So for 18 trophies for £60 for a golf club or something like that, perfect. Again, to be honest with you, I can't remember where these ones come from. I think they come from Bessemer. They are Royal Crown Derby, Asian pattern. Is it Asian? Doesn't say on it, but they were Asian rose or something like that was the pattern. I think I paid a £5 for the 3 pieces. I sold the 3 pieces for £20. They were okay. They were just working stock, nothing exciting. This one, on the other hand, was beautiful. A bit of German porcelain, Born Ernst, 19th century, hand painted. It had the cherubs now going around the outside, the armorial in the center. Really typical of that period. I asked 75, I achieved £55. Things like that now are slowly drifting from eBay to my website. Here we have a set of brandy balloons by Webb Corbett. Now, remember what I said, when I'm selling fine crystal, I normally sell it at £5 a glass. There's 6 glasses there at £5 a glass, that's £30. That's what I asked. I achieved 25. I don't mind that. They're worth £5 a glass. If you went to a replacement place to buy 1 glass, you're up £30, £40. If you tried to buy that set new from Webb Corbett, you're probably up £100. Not that you could buy it from them now. This one then, Star Wars game, that came in, it was brand new, sealed in the box, still got a cellophane around it. I paid £1 for that. I sold it for £14. It was like a 3D mix and match, like Top Trumps for Star Wars in plastic, or some bloody thing. But £14. This come in a group of plates. I don't know if you remember in Bessemer, a woman was selling all armorial plates. And this was one of the ones I picked up, and it was a Spanish porcelain, probably a shipping company plate. Now, I was asking 25 purely because of this shipping logo here, and I sold it for 15. The next group I'm going to show you, I've sold to a subscriber. I haven't shipped them out yet. They're actually going first thing in the morning. They are wrapped. So thank you very much. I very much appreciate you buying and supporting the channel. So he emailed me and made me an offer on 9 items of £175 for the 9 items. I said I would deliver them free of charge. So there's no delivery. So forget the prices. I've done him a job lot of £175 for the 9 items. So we have a Limoges porcelain vase with this beautiful veining effect through it. Now, when I looked online, these were pulling good money. Poor Grange was the range. Then we have this old leather money box with the words phone. Now, I don't know how many of you remember, growing up in the 80s and 90s, but if I wanted to use my mum and dad's phone, I had to put money in one of them to use the phone. We didn't have mobiles back then. This I like. I think I've well undersold this. It's a carved African head signed by Matt Buckley. Now this is a signed example. Beautiful quality carving. Really nice big wooden head. To be honest with you, that would have been good enough for the website at probably 75 or 85 on his own. But it was on eBay for £45, so I'm happy enough it's gone. The reason it's gone on eBay at that price has probably come into me very low, maybe £10 or £15. But either way, I'm happy enough. It's a beautiful quality item, and I hope he does well on that. This come in my recent auction lot. I don't know if you remember, I had a job lot from the auction house and had all royal commemorative and things like that. This was a copper plate, an engraved copper plate of Sir Winston Churchill, which again, quite a nice nostalgic piece. This was quirky as hell. All these, we had an old 50s, I think it was 50s, 60s cake tray. These are all separate compartments that open up. It's a bit worn, but it really adds to the character. It looks really good. We had a pair of carved wooden elephants just marching along there. This copper trivet, I believe, is a bit of Trenchard. It's too crude to be anything other than Trenchard. So we had that. This I like. Again, this is another one that I'm a bit sorry to see go. Out of everything he bought, there's 3 pieces: the bust, this plaque, and the next piece. I'm sorry to see go, but this is really nice. So you basically got a battleship here, Fregata Bremen, and you got the helicopters on there, the guns. You got everything you want. Really nice, big, heavy brass plaque. But again, it's gone. This was the final piece in the job lot for the £175, and we have a Lorna Bailey limited edition sugar sifter, number 217, of only 250 released. It's a low number. Show you the Lorna Bailey marks. Here, if you look here, 217/250, that tells you it's limited edition. And you have the Lorna Bailey there. So these are all be on their way to you tomorrow. If you're watching, I really hope you enjoy them, and I hope you make a fortune off them. But thank you for the support. Coming to the end now, we have a copper funnel here. This has been tinned in the center, so it can actually be used. So a wine funnel, I believe, and I achieved £20 on that. I was asking 24. And finally, another bit of crystal. This is just a Bohemian square decanter, whiskey decanter, or something like that. Just a nice bit of crystal. I was asking 30 and achieved 20. So as you can see, I've been rather busy through December. Some of the prices are not as high as I normally sell, but I have been slowly and steadily transferring my better pieces from eBay onto my website and building the website up. The website isn't producing a whole lot of sales yet, however, that's work in progress. I'm still selling the stuff on eBay, and as you can see, I'm not afraid to take the offers. If they show me a profit, a working profit, and I'm happy, I don't care what the next man makes off me or the next woman makes off me. It doesn't matter to me. If I make my little bit, I'm very happy. And that's why I wasn't afraid to make the offers when I was looking on eBay for stuff that I wanted to sell on. They haven't got to take my offer. They can say yes, they can say no. It's entirely up to them. As long as you're polite, then it doesn't matter. But as I've said, the purpose of today's video was to give you an idea of what I've sold throughout December. As I've said, it doesn't mean you can sell it, but it gives you an idea. That's what people are willing to pay for stuff. Now you know crystal's a good seller. You know, I've told you crystal's one of my main bread and butters. You see a nice crystal decanter or set of crystal glasses in a box, buy them. Anyway, hope you've enjoyed. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you soon. Bye for now.